Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Eating While Broke. I'm your host, Colleen Witt, and today we have a very special entrepreneur in the building. We have April Showers, owner, founder, and creator of Afro Unicorn. So what are you going to have us eating today?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I love Eating While Broke, and we're going to get back in the day and get some, what I call it, sugar toast? Cheese toast.
Sugar cheese
Sugar
toast.
cheese toast.
Eating while broke. Eating while broke.
Well, this is the first time we've ever had sugar cheese toast on our show, which excites me because I am always excited about something new and different as far as a broke dish. And we've taped over 50 episodes at this point. So this is good. This is good. We're building momentum. The only downside is that it's sugar cheese toast. But I'm hungry, so we'll make it work.
But you know what? It was always good.
Really?
It's been a while, but I used to love it. So I'm hoping it wasn't just like hunger.
Yeah, well, we're going to see today.
But the
We're gonna
good thing
see.
is that you are hungry.
Yeah, so
So
I'll probably eat the whole
It's gonna
thing.
be good.
On this show, there's only been like 2 episodes where I was like, there's definitely no way I'm finishing it. And that was, we had a guest do a pickled egg, and I was like, never again. It was absolutely terrible. And everyone behind camera knows that I couldn't complete mission. And I said early on, I'm going to finish it. I could not. It was terrible. But the guests loved it, and that was their thing, and I respect it. But I can definitely palate this.
Okay.
But before you get into like making this cheese sugar toast, which is just simple ingredients, what butter, bread, cheese, and white sugar, right?
Yep, that's it.
Tell me, for all our listeners, about Afro Unicorn and the products of Afro Unicorn and where they can get it.
Okay, so like you said, I'm April Showers. I'm founder of Afro Unicorn, which is a lifestyle brand to remind women and children of color how unique, divine, and magical we truly are. I'm the first Black woman to have a licensed brand character in major retail. And what that means is that my products sit on the shelves next to Disney, Marvel, and Nick. Those are my direct competitors. I am the modern day Hello Kitty. We decided to create Afro Unicorn basically to give representation where there wasn't any before, because I was being referred to as a unicorn because I have multiple businesses. I own and operate an insurance agency. I'm also a licensed real estate broker. I'm a single mom of 2 amazing boys. And so my friend kept telling me I was a unicorn. And so finally, after 2 years, I was like, Cortez, why do you keep calling me a unicorn? He said, well, April, you're managing your businesses. You have your boys. You're a unicorn. So I went to go Google to see what unicorns were all about. I saw that they were unique, that they were mystical. I'm definitely Black Girl Magic. I'm definitely unique. I started to use that emoji on our phones over and over again. And then one day it hit me like, why is it only white? Like, who determined with these attributes that it was only supposed to be white? So at that moment, it no longer resonated with me. I went to find one. I couldn't find one. And so I decided to just create it and be the change that I wanted to see and create it with a platform to help other entrepreneurs.
So just so we know, before you leave the studio, I'm going to have you autograph every piece of item in here, because I feel like I'm so inspired. I'm literally looking at the Afro Unicorn stuffed animal so differently hearing that background, because it's not until you said it I realized that you're right. When I think unicorn, I think of a white horse with maybe rainbow hair, straight hair. And I'm looking at Afro Unicorn, this beautiful brown horse with curly hair. And, I'm so happy right now. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Thank you.
I love the entrepreneur in you, because you're like, even the fact that your friend called you that, and that questioning of like, why are you calling me that? I feel that inquisitive, like questioning, like, well, okay, why are you calling me this? Oh, well, because you create all this magic, right, in your life, and then you did your research, you were using the unicorn brand, and then you took it a step further and said, I'm gonna just go ahead and inspire others and create change, the change that we don't see every day. I think one of the guys from Airbnb had said it. They said like entrepreneurs see or paint the world that we haven't lived in yet or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
called the white space.
The
So
white
it's
space.
finding the white space and that you color in.
Wow. So tell us some of the products that we can get.
Wow. So we have, you mentioned Walmart. We have over 85 SKUs at Walmart, from party celebrations. That's the first category. So I have 21 SKUs. When you think party, you think streamers and napkins and plates. But we also have press-on nails over there, and hair bows and mini plushes. Anything you could put in a grab bag, we have in the party section. And then we just launched for summer. We have slip and slides and pools and water blasters
What?
and floaties. I have 30 items over in the water
Okay.
section, and hair accessories.
You have Band-Aids,
We-
which I don't know why I'm
That is-
excited about it,
The
but
bandages
I am so
are
excited.
my very, very favorite. We actually have a lot of original music too. So we have a song called Unicorn Ouch
Mhm.
that goes with the bandages. So yeah, bandages are my absolute favorite currently
I'm in love with these.
in the market, but we
Mhm.
are launching fruit snacks next month, which I'm
Wow.
beyond, because I manifested my fruit snacks. Well, I manifested everything, but fruit snacks was really like the thing. I walked in the grocery store and was like, I want to be in this aisle.
What?
And then we're going into that aisle just a year ago. So we have, when I say African Unicorn is a modern day Hello Kitty. So if you
Mhm.
think Hello Kitty and all the items that Hello Kitty is on, that's what we're on. We have a full fashion line at Target.
Oh, you're in Walmart and Target.
Walmart, Target, JCPenney's, Kohl's. We're entering into CVS. We met with Macy's last week. We'll be
Mhm.
going to Macy's in the spring of 2024. Yeah, we're going everywhere.
I see
Dollar
that.
General. We'll be everywhere.
So I hope my listeners don't hate on me, but I have a daughter, and I would love. I'm gonna shoot my shot. Okay, I usually shoot these shots off camera, but you know, if you ever want a little ambassador with some sass, you know what I'm saying. My daughter is willing to do it. Okay, we're gonna have a sidebar conversation. She's gonna see these Afro unicorns, and she's gonna be so ecstatic that she's gonna be like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm down. I'm totally down to be an ambassador." She's
So the thing about Afro Unicorn and the whole ambassador thing is Afro Unicorn is a grassroots brand. That's what separates us from all other major brands that are
Mhm.
out there. We highlight our customers. So when you go to our page, I post 365 3 times a day minimum. They're all my customers.
wow.
I've been doing it for 4 years straight.
So do we just tag you and then?
There are my special ones,
Mhm.
my babies that I do. Like when stuff drops, I want
Mhm.
them to see it first so I
Mhm.
can get their reactions 1st.
Mhm.
So I will get them products. But we literally grew grassroots, which is customers tagging us.
Wow.
We'll talk about all the celebrities that jumped on board organically. I've never paid anyone to rock or support Afro Unicorn. It
Wow.
has truly been a grassroots movement, and it's been pretty phenomenal.
Well, before we get into the crazy that it took to launch this phenomenal brand, let's see you make this. Teach us, or am I? I guess I'm gonna make it with you, right? So tell me how it's done. We're gonna make this sugar cheese toast.
It's pretty simple.
Okay.
You're going to start off with your basic butter
Okay. We got the butter.
and bread.
Okay. We got the bread. Do I just take a slice?
Just take a slice.
All right.
and
You
take.
You gotta take
Okay,
yours.
take my slice.
We got the butter knives. So the butter's soft, everybody.
Yeah, you got the OG butter. This is definitely the Eating While Broke butter, the country crock. So a country crock goes on smooth. Is it real butter? I don't even know.
So that's what I was about to say. So I learned only on Eating While Broke. I learned this, that real butter. There is a difference between this country rock and real butter. And once you try real butter, guys, I'm sorry, you will never go back to
country
this.
crock. But I don't know.
I slather it. Am I supposed to be slathering
Yeah,
it?
you are. You just put it like But this is bringing back memories. I'm about to go get me some country crock.
Oh, for real? Oh, you don't even eat it. Look.
No.
Look. Okay.
But it goes on smooth.
It goes on really
I think
smooth.
their ads were like, it goes on smooth. Like, All right, so we got our bread all lathered up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the next step is to take your beautiful American in the plastic cheese.
I thought you were gonna say the sugar went on
No.
first. That's crazy. Okay, so in my head, I envisioned it more like cinnamon toast. You know, back in the day, I don't know if you ever had it where you put the cinnamon on the butter with the sugar.
Yep, and yep.
Okay, so we got the cheese on.
Put that cheese directly in
Okay.
the middle of the bread,
Got it.
and then since the sugar is
I'll
closest
teach my
to
daughter
me,
how to make this.
maybe that's why I learned how to make it because my mom wanted me to figure some stuff out for myself. So
Oh,
I
that
just-
looks like a lot of sugar.
yeah, it is.
Is that supposed to be how it looks? For real?
And I'm gonna spread it all over evenly.
Guys, she made the sugar snow on the bread. I'm gonna try this with as much sugar, but I am deathly afraid. You probably were like 5 when you were making.
I
My
think
s-
so. But I want to say that shout out to LAUSD. I want to say this was in the cafeteria too, but maybe I'm tripping. We'll see.
I am. Okay, so what do we do? Should I pass it
That's
to you?
it. We're gonna pass it to me, and then I'm gonna put them both in the toaster oven.
Yay! Guys, that dish took like 1 second. If you are literally as broke can be right now, I promise you, the whole loaf of bread was $5, and I got, I think, 16 slices of cheese for $5 thanks to inflation. So if you're really struggling out there, I would say that you can have 20 cheese sugar sandwiches if need be for $10. So, well, I guess more, right? Because then it would be like $1 sandwich. I don't know. But anyways, while April's toasting, you could, if you want, you could leave the plates over there for now. I can get all up in the Kool-Aid. Okay, so what was going on when you were eating cheese sugar toast? Like, what was going on around that time? Take me back.
Well, I probably was growing up, like you said, I was a little girl, but I do remember feeding this to my kids when after my divorce and moving out and starting life.
Mm-hmm.
Not starting it over, but the continuation.
Well,
life.
take me back to the original OG date. What was your household like? Was it a single mom? Was it dual parents?
It was dual parents.
Mhm.
People don't believe my name is really April Showers, but my daddy is Herman Showers. It is my biological name.
Mhm.
I grew up on 89th and Western in South Central Los Angeles. And
you guys were below middle class or middle class?
I think my family worked for the state, so they were middle class.
Mhm.
So we're gonna really dive into my story and how I am who I am, because although I grew up on 89th and Western, my mother made sure I experienced outside of 89th and Western.
I think that's so important. Like a lot of people that I see come on this show, they had a mom or a dad or someone take them out of that traditional neighborhood to show them just a piece of the world. There are kids actually that live in LA that have actually never seen the beach. So just to give you guys perspective of, oh, well, this happens in every household. No, like we're in 2023 and kids who live in Los Angeles still have never been to the beach. But continue.
Yep, I went to
Nice.
high school with a girl who had never been to the beach. She lived, but it's probably because of proximity. She lived like in Altadena, but still, the beach is the beach. It's not
Yeah.
that far. But my mom made a point. If it was just to go to a movie theater or go out to eat, we were going to Beverly Hills, or we would come to the Valley, or we'll go to Rolling Hills. She just made sure I had a different experience and I was around different environments and different people. What motivated me in my entire life on my entrepreneurship journey was that a lifestyle. I wanted a different lifestyle. I didn't want to just be eating cheese, sugar toast.
And then
I
you
knew
said
the lifestyle I wanted.
you said both your parents worked for the state. I used to have a theory. I'm going to see if you can crack my theory and say I'm wrong. But I used to have a theory that most entrepreneurs had to have experienced an entrepreneur somewhere in their journey, because traditionally, you know, you grow up in a home with parents that have jobs. You're trained more to go to school, be good in school, and then you get a job. Did you have exposure to an entrepreneur? Pop my myth. Pop it. Go ahead.
I am popping it.
Oh, dang. Okay, good.
I'm
I
popping
like that.
it because I think what it was, and we kind of talked about your daughter
Mhm.
and how she, what's the word that you use? Because I'm not good with words.
Oh, cognitive. She's more cognitive than expressive. Yeah.
So my mom would take me to different areas and I would see different lifestyles. And then I would like talk to school counselors and find out like how much does this, occupation pay? And I'm like, that ain't gonna equal
The non-cheese budget.
to where I'm trying to get to in life.
Okay.
So I was around working people. I was around politicians. I did have one aunt who was a State Farm agent, and I did become a State Farm agent. I have 12
But now
years.
they're kind of the entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Well,
we are.
They're almost like franchise entrepreneurs.
We are. So I will say, kind of not all the way popping your bubble, but but she's not like she's a distant, like she's not blood aunt.
Okay.
So in my family, there's no real entrepreneurs.
Okay.
I've been.
But did you see some on TV that you were
No,
idolizing?
I've been bossy all my life.
Okay,
There
I like
you go.
that.
Have
I like
it.
that. I like that. Well, no, I'm glad you said that because I've been reading. I told you I've been doing a lot of research on failure, and there's a word I saw this TED Talk, and one of my friends sent it to me was on grit. Have you heard? You've heard grit. So they're saying that people that are successful, the thing isn't like academics and like how educated you are. They were saying like there was this common quality that people that took things all the way to the end had this word called grit. And literally this lady that did the TED Talk, like some company funded hundreds of thousands of dollars to her just to research this characteristic grit. So I feel like hearing your story, the word that would describe you would probably be grit based on what I've been reading recently.
So people that know me know that I have this slogan that I say all the time. They're going to probably say it before I say it. It's all gas, no brakes.
Okay, yeah, you got grit. Yeah. You're grit.
And
you
it's
got
not,
grit.
and it's not breaks with like BREA, braking, like taking time off. I'm like, no, like I'm going
BRAKES,
all
yeah.
the way.
Floor to the gas to the metal.
Gas to the pedal all the way.
Based on this article that I read, it would be grit. So maybe you weren't exposed to entrepreneurs, which by the way, they're trying to still figure out how does a kid get grit. So I'm looking at my daughter like, man, I hope you got that card of grit, but no, like seriously, grit is like a combination of characteristics. So based on Afro Unicorn being the first licensed Disney character,
not Disney. First licensed character
owned
by a
black woman. You definitely have grit.
Yeah,
you definitely have grit.
Who competes against Disney?
Yes, exactly. Sorry for the fumble.
No, you're all good. I'm just checking our toast over here.
Yeah, I've been known to burn things on this set because she's not cooking on the stove.
I'm going to go get it.
Yeah, she's not cooking on the stove top, guys. And whatever someone is cooking in the oven, our little toaster oven, I will say that traditionally that food gets burnt because I definitely don't pay attention to it. Oh, wow. It looks... You don't even see the sugar on it.
That's why you have to pour a lot.
Okay. Show it to the camera. It's nice and warm.
It's very nice and warm. I'm really excited about this.
You guys are going to see me eat it in like 3 seconds. I feel really bad.
I'm going to make you some more because you're hungry.
Okay, I'm hungry. It smells good. I kind of want to cut it just to see the cheese stretch.
This is bringing back memories when I cut it.
Wow, the outside is all crispy. Now I get why you put it in the oven. It is perfect.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm excited.
Take one more cut.
Oh, I'll try to be like you.
Weird.
I get into it, okay?
I see it.
People will see me. All right, guys, we're going to go in for the taste test.
Let's cheers.
And just so you know, all my listeners, first season, I was nice, okay? Towards the end of the first season, I was like, I'm going to have to keep it real because there was some dishes on our first season that I was not feeling. So I'm going to give you a rating from 1 to 10 to tell you how good this dish is. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
This is brilliant. I would never think sugar. I would have never thought sugar. Honestly, I would have done it without the sugar. This is definitely something you could teach your kids. If you don't want to season the grilled cheese, this is like grilled cheese with sugar. I love it. For a broke dish, based on everything, I would give this like a 7.5.
Okay.
Which is good. And it's only because it's so broke. I don't know. If it was like, if it was, you know what it is? Maybe because I would prefer like a piece of meat, but like if I were on a budget, like, and I was almost homeless and I'm starting a brand out of my garage, like this would be the dish. It would be, this would be my dessert at the end of the night.
Well, the way that you described it, that's a 10.
Yeah.
If you're going to develop a whole business out of your garage based off of this cheese sugar toast, that is a 10.
That's what you this. I'm going to finish it. I'll probably ask you to do me another one. I'm definitely going to do another one. And I'll probably make this for my daughter or myself late at night. And I love the way we toasted it. I think it made a difference.
It did.
Because if you would have had the hard toast, it wouldn't have worked. But it's like soft on the inside, and then it has the nice ridging crust. Okay, I would say a 10.
Woo,
A 10.
woo, woo, woo,
You get a
woo.
10. So all y'all listeners, when you DM me about this and you try to top her dish, remember that it was literally ingredients that you will find in your
kitchen.
refrigerator. And it took less than a minute. So actually, if you think about it, it should be a 10. Because if you look at time, cost, and everything.
And you could get fulfilled. This guy had 2 slices and you good.
So you, as a child, you made this, but then you said after your divorce, you went back to this?
There was a period of time having 2 boys, having to get out the house quickly, breakfast in the morning. And divorce is just hard.
I'm going through one right now.
So I'm going to tell you
The
this.
first part.
Someone gave me this advice, and it kept me centered through the whole divorce. You are going to lose a lot. It's going to take you 3 years to rebound. It's going to take you 3 years financially, schedule-wise, all that stuff will come back normal. So by me having a target in mind to know all the BS that I was going through was only temporarily. And as soon as I got those papers signed, delivered, I had countdown started that I knew at 3-year mark I was going to be whole. It kept me focused.
When you went through yours, did you include like in that whole your emotional state? Because you were a mom, so like as a mom, you're like a soldier, right?
So when I say 3 years whole, financially, mentally, physically, everything, it's going to take you 3 whole years.
Damn.
But it's not that, when you think of it.
Damn, the last 7
no.
months sucked already.
No, but
I haven't even. Well,
you're not final.
He's gonna get the papers tomorrow, actually.
So it's after and that's the other thing. It's after it's actually final. The clock starts at that moment.
Oh heck no! That's too long.
It's not that long. Think about how people. I don't have a 4-year degree, but just think they take 4 years to get a degree.
But think I'm a college dropout.
I didn't complete either. So what I'm saying though is
3
that
years.
3. That's
3
it.
years from now, you're gonna get a text from me.
Car notes are done with.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
think about it. I'm saying it's not that long, but if you are focused on it, you don't get stuck in that moment. You're like, this is just part of the time. Every day, I'm getting better. Every day, it's gonna get better. I'm almost done with this lease. I
Okay.
get to turn this bullshit in. Excuse me.
I like that. I see where you went. Okay. So from that point, where does your entrepreneur journey take a turn to? I mean, I'm trying to inch to Afro Unicorn from there.
We'll get there. Because here's the thing. Had I never went through
I love
the
how
divorce,
she finished it. It's that damn good,
good.
guys. Go on.
had I never gone through the divorce, never moved out with my boys, there would be no Afro Unicorn. Because remember, my friend referred to me as an Afro Unicorn because I was a single mother of 2 boys while running my businesses. I would never have been the single mother of the 2 boys.
I'm just curious, how old were your boys at the time?
I left when my baby was under 2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then they're 4.5 years apart.
Okay, you're gonna have to be my mentor through all this. Okay, cool. Okay. I only have
It gets
one.
better.
Okay. Cool.
I'm a living testament.
Okay, it gets better. So I used to
My life is lit.
Yeah, I can tell. You're competing against Disney. And
Yep.
all the
and
other
all the
characters.
other
Yeah.
characters.
And you're a unicorn.
Yep. By the way, our luggage set sold out at Walmart. We did beat Mickey on our luggage, so I'm really happy.
Wait a
about
minute, you have a luggage set?
Yeah. I got
have to
got
get it.
her. I got her.
My daughter has been to 13 cities, or no, she's been on the plane 13 times, and she's flown to 9 different cities, and she's only a year and a half. So that luggage is a must-have for us.
I got her.
Okay, so you come on, bring me through. It's kind of the next step because I know you're I don't know if that's the word, multi-entrepreneur.
Yeah,
but
yeah, because I have an insurance agency. I'm not an active real estate broker anymore, but at the time when I started Afro Unicorn, I was. So yeah, I'm very the multiple serial entrepreneur.
So how long did it take for you to get Afro Unicorn, or what was like the first initial steps to kind of get this brand built?
So in May 2019 is when we launched the e-commerce store. I just celebrated 4 years.
Congrats.
But really it was a shirt. That's why I asked you, do you have shirts? Because I started with just a t-shirt with the unicorn symbol. I didn't even have enough to put Afro Unicorn, Unique, Divine, and Magical, which is our slogan. I couldn't afford to add that. It was just the logo, the picture of the Afro Unicorn.
And then how did you market it?
So, step back a little bit to April 28th was Afro Unicorn's birthday. And so I have 2 days. I have the birthday of Afro Unicorn and I have the anniversary of Afro Unicorn. The birthday is when I shared the vision to other people and truly pushed it out and birthed it. So I invited 25 women to my home. At the time I lived in a high-rise condo, so we had like a room, it was rec rooms. So I invited them to the rec room, and I basically just got all their sizes, and I said, look, I'm going to tell you guys about this brand that I'm building. Some of you guys are already entrepreneurs. I want to buy 25 of your products to give to the other women that are going to be in attendance. And they had no idea what they were coming to. But I knew, and I heard the saying that if someone doesn't give you a seat at the table, you bring a folding chair. So I have this long table with folding chairs wrapped around it. And the women that I had selected, I wrote bios on all of them. I didn't ask them any questions. I study people. So I wrote bios, and I talked about what made them unique, divine, and magical. And I had their photos. I put them in the book. I made sure they got all their unicorn shirts before they arrived. When they got there, I said, look, I'm creating a space to where we could support each other. So I purchased from all of you all so that you guys can have each other's products. But we're going to grow this thing. I wanted to have a real space to develop other businesses with fellow women. And Nip had just passed away, and so I was really focused on this whole marathon and just keeping it going. And yeah, that's how I set it up. So the marketing was, they were like at the end of the event, they're like, what's your Instagram? I said, huh? I did not have Instagram at my very first event.
Wow.
So I had to have somebody create it for me.
So these were women that you did not.
I did know them.
Okay, you did.
I did know them. I wasn't I'm like Erykah Badu said, I'm an analog girl in a digital world. I mean, I'm definitely digital now, but I was very analog. So got the Instagram account, got that set up, and I had a photographer that shot all the women there. Wow. So what I would do when we launched the Instagram, I would post them. I would say, hey, check out Colleen and her Afro Unicorn tea, but be sure you subscribe to Eating While Broke and make sure you shop her other brands. And this is what makes her unique, divine, and magical. And people just started to catch on. So I started with those 25 posts with those 25 women talking about their brands. Yeah. And then people were like, oh, if I go get a shirt, and then she's going to post me and talk about my business.
Wow. Okay.
And that's just how it grew. And then my son ended up going to the hospital on May 10th. I already had the launch day set of May 17th. We were in the hospital, I didn't know at that time, for 20 days. And I had nothing but time on my hand. Christopher was only 8 years old. We were in the hospital. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. His lipase number, which is typically like, I think under 100, he was at 17,000. So we were almost at an ICU type situation, but thank God that never happened. But so I had all this time on my hands to figure out Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat there and I learned how to do hashtag following. So I said, okay, who is my audience? And I thought women entrepreneurs, people who already identify themselves as Black unicorns. So I went to go find who was already using those hashtags.
Wow.
And I would go into their comments and I would say, hey, have you ever seen an Afro unicorn before? I created a brand of women of color who hustle, follow the movement. So then they would come over, they'll see all these women wearing my shirt, and I'm like, oh, I've been a unicorn. This is fire. Let me get one of her shirts.
Wow.
And that's how I grew it organically.
Mm-hmm.
Never paid for followers and nothing like that. It was all organically. And I didn't know it at the time that Tiffany Haddish was calling herself the last Black unicorn. Ironically, I looked it up. I think the book came out in 2019 when I launched Afro Unicorn. So in 2018 is when I started to like really look into the whole Black unicorn world. So someone was like, go over to Tiffany's page. So I went over there. She was a workout photo, and I commented, hey, have you ever seen an Afro Unicorn before? I created a brand of women of color who hustle, follow the movement. She was like, oh shit, if you send me this shirt right now, I'm gonna rock the hell out of it. And she put her address right there in the comments. It was 10,000 responses they're like, Tiffany, I'm gonna send you candles. Tiffany, I'm gonna send you this.
Gosh.
I'm like, oh, she ain't never gonna find my unicorn shirt. She ain't never gonna find it. Tiffany had my unicorn shirt on. Someone sent me a picture within 2 weeks.
Wow.
She was out in the shirt. So I was like, wow, that was cool. And then after that, Alicia Keys, somebody saw her was out in the water with the white unicorn floating. They're like, you need to be rocking Afro Unicorn. And then I hit her up, and then she started following us and rocking with us. And yes, it's been a snowball effect. And Sherry Shepherd just like came in and took over the brand. It's been a pretty amazing ride.
In those moments when that happens, what are you thinking? Are you like, oh my God, we made it? Or like, what's going on in your head?
So when I launched Afro Unicorn, I told everyone from day one, I'm launching Afro Unicorn to be a household name.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that I was going to have to sell the brand. So I built it to sell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I was taking all the necessary steps to get whatever I needed to get to increase my sales so that eventually I can sell it. Because I didn't think.
I'm so confused. Where is your business acumen coming from? Because it sounds like you're Steve Jobs with Wozniak had a baby girl. Like what?
Oh, I love that.
But it sounded like that because usually in business it's very hard to find someone that's why they have CEOs, CFOs, and COOs. It's like very hard to find someone that's great at marketing, that's also great at business. Most people aren't thinking, okay, when I build this brand, it's gonna be, I got to build it to sell or build it to scale. Usually, I'm like, look, if you could sell one client, just times that by 10, hey, maybe you could start a corporation, But I want to know, like, where did that business acumen come from?
Probably, I'm gonna attribute a lot to State Farm.
Okay.
In the sense of the opportunity that they gave me to open up my own agency and saw how they market on a corporate level. Like, so they own all the basketball courts, State Farm. Mm-hmm. You go to the, baseball games, they have it all bannered out. Mm-hmm. So I saw how they market on a corporate level. And then I knew that I had to direct people to my local stores. Mm-hmm. So I had to put a lot of effort into local marketing. So when I launched back then, my two little babies, just starting through I started my divorce when I launched my State Farm agency. And so I learned how to do radio, how to do events, how to do, just how to draw people into my location. Because I don't have a 4-year college degree. I went for a semester. Mm-hmm. And I launched my first business when I was 19. So I ended up going to some computer school. I remember I prayed, God, please let them close this school down. I pulled into the gates and the school was closed. Mm-hmm. I was like, you answered my prayers, because I had a little agency that I wanted to launch when I was 19 years old, and the school thing was getting in the way of that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, I've just always had that marketing thing about me, because it starts with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm also a performer, so I went to school for the arts for dance, and I don't know. I haven't had an issue with putting myself out there, but to be compared to like a Steve Jobs. I mean,
he was a marketing genius. You sound like straight out the gate like a marketing genius, because when you think about Steve Jobs and Wozniak, they had that little black box. Like, they were selling this illegal box. I don't know if you remember.
I gotta.
If you read the Steve Jobs book, but yeah, they were selling some illegal. Well, Wozniak had created this thing, and Steve Jobs was slinging it. And that's kind of how their whole partnership worked. But
and I think what really made me really push though to go into building something for myself to sell was that the opportunity, although it's a great opportunity that I have with State Farm, I don't own it. You don't really, I can't, if I die tomorrow, my kids don't get it.
Okay.
And in my brain, that just didn't make logical sense. You work so hard to build something that you can't pass down to anyone else. So I said, what can I do that's out there that I can own? And I did like a Google search, and I found this, I think it's called The Best Lemonade Stand. It's the name of the blog post or whatever. And they talked about e-commerce and a t-shirt brand that you can start in 24 hours.
Wow.
I said, bet. And the words in there was that you never want to dictate anyone to control your livelihood. Like, you never want to have someone else dictate that.
100%.
And so you got to have something you can own. But the cool thing about Afro Unicorn, although I built it to sell it, I didn't have to sell it, which was great. So now I'm still sitting in the CEO chair, still becoming a household name. And that's because of the world of licensing, which, again, I'm the first Black woman to ever do it like this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So licensing. Can you explain that to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the way that I explain it is the infamous Sway interview with Kanye.
Take me back. Take all of our listeners back,
Okay.
right? We all want to know, right? Take me back. Take me back.
So about 9 years ago, they were sitting with the microphones just like this. And Kanye was saying, like, they're not giving me the information. I can't get like the Calvin Kleins and the Ralph Laurens. Like, I'm not able to get to that level. And Sway was like, but Kanye, you rich. You got the money. Just go get the warehouse. Go make your own shirts. Make your own clothes. You ain't got the answer, Sway. That ain't it. I lost, I think it was 27 million trying to do it that way.
Wow.
That's not it. So what he was talking about during that time was the information about how are these big brands getting their products distribute all over. So then Kanye does a licensing deal with Adidas, and now he's a billionaire.
Oh my God. So you just popped my brain bubble, because I'm so excited right now. Yeah, we're going to go over time. I know Jared already knows that back there. Shout outs to Jared. So wait a minute. Hold up. So I was sitting here thinking, like, is she over here, like, in her room, just like, okay, I'm going to design a doll. I'm going to design these bags. Like, I was trying to figure out, like, a part of me was like, you have such a huge, robust product line. And I'm so excited. I have to stress how excited I am to have you here. But yes, I think you have just solved the answer, and you did it. You are so dope as a business person. I would have been like Kanye. I would have been in the whole 27. That's why my brand is Famous Failures. Because I would have been like Kanye. I would have been like 27 million. I just want the answer. I literally told someone the other day, Kanye's so rich. Fuck Adidas. Like, he can go out there and do his own brand and do it direct. And no, you know what they call that? Working smart versus working hard.
So that's why when all that stuff blew up with Adidas, he was up on PCH knocking at Skechers' door. Like, look,
yeah.
I know the easier way to get this stuff done.
Because now he knows it.
Now he knows.
Damn. Okay. Wow, I'm so excited about you. Okay.
So when I say I'm the first Black woman to have a licensed brand character in major retail,
I get it.
Y'all, people don't really get it when I reach out to them, but y'all gonna put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on that name. So, man, I know this is a hella detour, but I gotta do it. Like, success is the best revenge, right? Can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's the tea looking like on the...
on the ex-husband. So the ex-husband
That's
is,
so terrible. I'm sorry.
no, the
don't
ex-husband
get
is
messy.
cool, and I'm not gonna diss him. Like, we don't even have a relationship like that,
Yeah.
and we don't really talk. I mean, he know where I live now, so it is what it is. But
Oh, like
that ain't. That's
But
not,
I'm just
no,
saying,
but
like, I know what
actually,
you mean, like,
gonna take it back.
amicable, but,
I'm
like,
gonna take it back.
yeah.
But my oldest son, and I don't mind talking about this one, but my oldest son has a different father, and that one was always telling me that I was jumping over dollars to get to pennies, and always saying that I wasn't this hustler that I am, and like making me seem like he wanted me to drop Afro Unicorn at one point, which was crazy. So I haven't talked to him in about 2 to 3 years, but I don't know if any of this packaging with my face, but a lot of packaging in stores got my picture on the back. You go into Target, you'll see me in the toddler section, my face. So we may not talk, but he can't miss me.
Are you in that store in what's that store called? I had them on my show. They're in the Culver City Mall. They have there's a store in the Culver City Mall that has only like black products.
No, I need to find out about them, but no,
I know the owners.
Okay,
So I'll connect you.
We'll see.
Cause what I'm trying to get at is I just got into the bonnet thing. Well, when I had braids, I'm not rocking braids this season, but are we gonna see bonnets?
We
and
have
stuff?
bonnets.
Oh,
I have
okay,
bonnets
okay.
at Target. I have bonnets at JCPenney's.
You
Yeah.
beat me to it. Okay. You got everything. Okay.
I literally have everything. If you think of it and I don't have it, it's either in the works or I didn't think about it. But trust me, I'm gonna have it by tomorrow. At least I'm gonna have a conversation with somebody about it tomorrow.
So I have to ask now, for us inspired by you. Okay, so you create this this character, and you're selling it on e-commerce. But did you know at the time that you were going to end up licensing it? Or okay, so how did that come out?
I was like Kanye. They ain't telling me. I don't know.
How well was your e-commerce doing at the time?
E-commerce was doing well.
Like, were you like, F all other hustles, I'm just doing this?
I
or
was
were
really
you
focused on that
Okay.
last part. Yeah, I was really focused. I've been really focused on Afro Unicorn.
Okay, cool.
Especially when COVID hit, because I launched 2019 and then COVID happened 2020.
Yeah.
And people was like, the governor said we ain't gotta pay no car insurance. So they weren't even.
Oh yeah, we went into a pandemic. Oh my gosh. So then what were you doing then?
Afro Unicorn, because y'all had all that discretionary income that they've.
So, but you were pushing it online though.
And everybody, no one could go out and do nothing. So everyone was online buying stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
So they weren't paying none of their bills because the government was giving y'all outs to paying your bills. So my insurance agency hurt, but I had my e-commerce business. That's why they say never, ever rely on one source to dictate your livelihood.
I swear by that, by the way, everybody. I swear by that so much. Going into the pandemic, I owned one business, a corporate events company. I mean, that thing went down. Put it like this. When y'all was watching the NBA take a knee and cancel that game, I was at a table at an event, like, glued to my phone, crying, like, oh, my God, my company's going to tank in 3 seconds. Because all my clients were like, this thing called COVID or whatever. And I was like, the corona, the beer virus. Like, I was, like, trying to talk my clients out of freaking out. But the second the NBA canceled their games, like, when I say within 24 hours, all my events for that year got canceled. I went from, and you're talking about a company that had a robust clientele. I wasn't collecting deposits. It was just like kind of like shake hands at this point, no more contracts. And I lost so much income in a matter of seconds. And I was truly like, I didn't even know that was possible. Like, you talk about like, wait, this happened in history before? Like, what are we talking about? And from that point on, to this day, I still don't have one stream of income. And I will never go back to one stream of income because of that situation. So I'm glad you touched on that.
Yep.
But even with Afro Unicorn, you still have multiple?
Well, Afro Unicorn has so much. It's so many different arms
So,
with Afro Unicorn.
Like, I imagine it to be, and I don't want to skip around because I am a little bit, but I imagine, like, are you getting, like, is it like Walmart sends you a check, Target sends you a check, or how does that work?
I have over 45 plus licensees. So yeah, I get checks from all my
so you go to the mailbox and it's payday all the time?
Yeah, I flew home yesterday. I had a check from my publisher, so because we have books too. So
Let me tell you. Okay, school us on the licenses. School us. Take us there, Sway. April Sway. April Showers.
I have the
replacing
answers,
Sway.
though. I have the answer.
Sway didn't have the answer. Okay, Sway didn't have the answer. You need to listen to April Showers.
But what's so cool about people are like, where's your warehouse? I'm like, I don't have a warehouse.
I was thinking all those thoughts. I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking all those thoughts as I was like, oh, look at all these products. Man, her house is probably like Afro unicorn stuff everywhere.
It is Afro unicorn cute stuff everywhere.
Okay.
It is very creatively, but no, I'm just my laptop and my desk.
I love
That
it.
is how I run this entire brand.
So how did you get from e-commerce to licensing?
Okay. So again, it's a grassroots organic brand that we highlight our customers. So there was a Brooklyn native girl. Her name was Cassidy Brianna, 4 years old. I had her since she was like 2. She was in a onesie when she did her first Afro Unicorn picture and submitted it into us. But I love this girl so much. I just was like, that's my Instagram baby. So her mom always would go extra hard posting pictures of her with Afro Unicorn. And one day they were doing a video shoot. Somebody walked by and said, I love your hair. With all the confidence in the world, Cassie said, thank you. It's an Afro. And that video went viral about 6 months later. And that right there is just a message to some people. Like, let timing happen when it's supposed to happen. So 6 months later, that video goes viral. And from Viola Davis, Tina Knowles, and the Big O shared it.
Oprah?
Yes.
Okay.
So when Oprah, it was Oprah Daily, but I still say the Big O because it's still Oprah.
Okay.
Shout out to Gail King because she runs Oprah Daily. So when Oprah Daily shared it, a buyer reached out to me from Walmart and said, email me, Afro Unicorn X Walmart collaboration. Have you ever considered party supplies? There's a lot, and I don't know how much time you have, but there's so much more.
I got time. Sorry, Jared. But
Okay, there's so much more to that because I'm a huge manifester. I'm a huge person believing in divine timing. So I kind of touched on my son's father, right? Things that got really bad that particular year to where I had to file a restraining order, and the courts kept messing up on my paperwork. First of all, they need to fix restraining orders for women. It's a 56 to 60 page document. So you always say, well, why didn't you file a restraining order? They make it almost freaking impossible for you to get through the process. And it was just more like of a stalking thing that he was doing. So my family was very fearful, and they were like, you got to go through with it. You got to go through it. But I kept getting blocks after blocks after the clerk forgot to sign it, then the judge forgot to sign it, then they couldn't serve him. It was a lot. And I just heard God just speak over me and say, let it go. Just let it go. And when I decided, I said, you know what? I'm going to let it go. I believe that he's going to protect me. That next day is when Walmart reached out to me.
Wow.
And
was it a DM or an email? How did they?
It was an email.
Okay.
My son, 30 minutes prior, walked into the kitchen because I was a little frustrated because I had failed at Amazon with launching Afro Unicorn. I had all this plush that was shipped from China going the backwards Kanye way.
Oh, you were doing the old Kanye way. So you did.
I
Okay.
did the old Kanye way.
Okay.
So I had, like you said, I done it that way.
Yeah.
I lost
27 million.
I lost 30,000.
Okay.
It wasn't nowhere.
Okay. Yeah.
But so Amazon didn't really work for me. I had all this inventory that was coming out. I didn't know what to do. And my son came in the kitchen and he said, well, why don't you try Walmart? In that moment, which I've never done, but because I was so insecure and not knowing the next steps on how, I was like, Walmart? I'm not going to Walmart. And then 30 minutes later, I'm on the couch. He's my young COO. He runs Afro Unicorn with me. So we share the same email account. So he opens the door. He looks at me because the title said Walmart X. It's an Afro Unicorn X Walmart collaboration. And I'm like, you spoke it up. And just like that, that's how I got into licensing, because they said, party supplies, and they introduced me to my first 2 licensees to handle the party accessories. And then from there, I really had no clue on what to do. I had no clue. They wanted to schedule a meeting with me, and they were like, we could meet your team. And I'm like, team.
You're like, which one of my girlfriends want to wear a suit today? Are you like that? Who wants to pretend like, we got a team?
So I had already had I had a social media manager, but I was still doing a lot of the social media myself.
Yeah.
Her name is Kalia Wright. Shout out to KSW Social Media. But what was so cool about her when I brought her onto the team, because I just had the sense that I was on the cuff of blowing up.
Yeah.
I knew I was getting ready to blow up, so I said, I'm about to put myself in position. So I tried to reach out to one of these big influencer people on Instagram that said they could do all this for you. Girl would never get back to me. I'm like, look, I got $5,000 to give you. Like, I just need help with my social media. So this one particular lady, Kalia, had been rocking with Afro Unicorn since we launched. Like, her daughter's birthday was in May. And she had an Afro Unicorn shirt for her daughter in May 2019.
Nice.
And I saw that she was trying to do social media on through Afro Unicorn. Back up. Afro Unicorn, since 2019, I've always supported small businesses. Every Saturday morning, I'm up at 6 a.m. and I reshare your businesses on my story for free. We've been doing that still till this day. I will be, is tomorrow Saturday? Not yet, huh?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. No, a couple more days.
Couple more days, but I'll be up at 6 a.m. sharing your businesses, and we do it from 6 to 9 a.m. And I've been doing that from day one. So she was one of the businesses that was trying to get off the ground. Well, I didn't know. Social media, I hit her up. I asked her if she could do my social media for me. I said, on a scale from 1 to 10, how good are you with XYZ? She said 10. I knew she wasn't a 10, but if she did not tell me she wasn't a 10, I wasn't going to work with her.
Wow.
So you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
I found out my girl, shout out Kalia, didn't even own a computer when I hired her.
Oh, she the ultimate OG hustler. Okay. Shout outs to her. I like her. I love her. I love her already.
I said, Kalia, can you come to the Walmart meeting with me? She was like, bet, I'm there. Let me put on my Afro Unicorn shirt.
That's hilarious. Okay.
So we had our first meeting, and then from there, I just started doing Courage Over Comfort. Remember I said I'm an analog girl in a digital world. I had to scratch that because Walmart was like, okay, can you get a deck together? I'm like, a deck? What is a deck? And so I was scared of Canva. So I was like, I gotta learn this. I needed to redo my website. And I'm like, I tried to get people to hire them. No one was responding quick enough, and they wanted it by the next morning. I redid my entire website on my own. I just learned it.
You're gangster because I outsourced all that.
I couldn't. No one was responding. So I think
if we would have known each other, I would have hooked you up because I got girls that do all my stuff.
I tried, but in that moment, and I'm part of a huge network of t-shirt entrepreneurs, and no one at that moment was. I'm about to cry, but no, because now I see how God was setting me up. Nobody at that moment.
On my show, by the way.
Nobody at that moment was able to help me. He wanted me to see that you have everything in you
to do it.
Wow. Everything that you need. I truly believe that we control our own dreams. I'm going so fast forward, but I just got back from Orlando a couple of weeks ago. I surprised a little girl for her birthday. Her mom had hit me up in January. It was like, hey, can you come to her birthday and bring Unique? I'm like, I don't do that. I'm not flying to Orlando for a little girl's birthday party. Whatever. And I just ignored it. But this little girl's always been posting my stuff. I've always posted hers. All good. Then something like pushed on me, and I hit her one day. I was like, what's the date of the party? She told me the date. I'm like, I got 2 trips between that. I'm definitely not. I can't go to Orlando. If it was somewhere I was going, maybe I could do it. Couple of weeks go by, and I'm like, what's the time of the party? And so I get the time. I'm like, well, it's a 90% chance that I'll come, but I'm not bringing Unique. It's a big costume that we use. I'm like, I don't even have a suitcase for it. 2 days before I leave, I'm find myself at TJ Maxx getting the suitcase to put Unique in. Wow. Long story short, I spent $1,500 to fly to Orlando. And I'm at this little girl's birthday party. She's excited. Her mom posted on Monday, and she was like, April came to her party. She brought Unique, and she said Armani is a manifester. And Armani had been telling people that April and Unique was coming to her party.
Wow.
So I corrected my team. I said, I didn't make that little girl's dreams come true. Armani made her dreams come true. She literally summons me into that space. So all the retailers that I deal with, I have summoned them into this space because they've all told me, we've never worked with brands that don't have content out. We're coming with the show, but I don't have a show yet. All my competitors have shows out there. I don't have the Little Mermaid going for me in the background right now. So but every category they all say like, we've never done this before. This is unheard of. What you're doing, it's 1 in a billion, and it's because I am laser being focused on what I want, and I write it down too. I journal. I put exactly what I want to happen.
Wow.
I remember them telling me that publishing takes a long time, and I finally got my publishing agent. By the way, I had no idea what a literary agent was. I never heard the word before. But once you tell me something and I latch onto it, that's it. It's like, I got it. It's all gas, no brakes. I'm going through the wall with it. So when they told me what I needed to get, I got it. And even my agent was like, well, April, it's going to be slow. It's going to take a couple of years before you land a deal. I got 4 publishing deals.
Oh my gosh. Manifesting, huh? Everybody taking notes? You know, I am a huge believer in manifestation. I definitely believe in it. I tell my little brother, shout outs to Eagle, you know, when in doubt, manifest like a crazy person. I remember my first Range Rover. I would walk up to my car at the time and be like, you're a Range Rover, like all the time. And I just kept doing it. I'd be like, you're a Range Rover. And I would like literally close my eyes and be like, and I would envision my Range Rover. And then I bought it like a month later, and I was like,
yep.
You know,
it works like that.
It worked.
It really works like that.
Yeah, that was like my first real like. I mean, I had other companies that I did do the manifestation, but I remember just particularly like closing my eyes every time I walked over to my car and was like, "You're a Range Rover." And if you heard my thoughts, you would be like, "This girl's crazy. That is not a Range Rover. That is a Lincoln."
but just think about if you do that in every aspect of your life.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like the older we get, the more life sometimes, I call it chin checking, or I've heard it before, like, you know, sometimes life will chin check you enough that sometimes you do lose.
Get in your own way is what it's called.
Get in my own way. Okay. Yeah, I think that's why I talk about failure so much, because I'm like, I know for me, I've said on my Instagram, like, I think I quit more than anybody internally. I mean, on the outside, you'd be like, damn, she did another win, you know? But on the inside, I'm like, ugh. You know, it's a battle. It's always a battle within me. And I think the CEO of Revolt had said it's like that imposter syndrome that I have.
Yep.
Like, the constant, like, who am I to be able to do this? And I battle that heavily.
Mm-hmm. So I'm working on helping people with imposter syndrome. I know I kind of dealt with that in the very beginning. With my friend called me a unicorn for 2 years, and I finally was like, why do you keep calling me that? Like, but it took me a long time to understand what he saw in me. But yeah, my whole life is I've never been qualified for any position that I've ever held, ever been qualified. So is a lot of times it's not even the who you know, the what you know. It's that mindset between your ears. It's your head.
So speaking of that, I want to know, like, what hurdles did you encounter building Afro Unicorn that really made doubt look like is, you know, like where doubt was just clouding you in? Because I feel like as entrepreneurs, we've all had those days where we're like, this is definitely not going to be a win.
I have moments. I do not give it a whole day.
Okay, moments.
I have moments.
Can you tell me a moment where?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of moments. I compete against Disney, Marvel, and Nick. They don't give me an extra. I'm not graded on a curve. So if you go to Walmart and I'm sitting next to Elsa on the what is it called?
On the shelves, yeah.
You know Elsa. You know, she had a huge movie, Frozen. Like, yeah. I'm competing, so I get numbers. I know where Afro Unicorn falls in every single
And then when you're doing
category.
Licensing deals, are they all looking at it like her numbers better be at a certain level?
Heck yeah. I'm still graded.
Against Elsa? That's not even fair.
Exactly. So I have those moments when I get a category report that says that I'm at the bottom of this category, but then, you know, then I'll have my moment where I sit there and cry and pout, and then they'll say, and then I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do about it? Like, how are we going to flip it? How are we going to change it?
Do
how
they
can we
have
get
brainstorming
better?
meetings with you on that, or?
No, all the marketing is on me.
That's crazy. So shout outs to Netflix. We need an Afro Unicorn show because that's absolute. Now I'm gonna look at life differently because my daughter is always talking about like cocoa melon. And now I just be like, if it got cocoa melon on the dang breakfast bar, I'm like, and you said you got the snacks coming. I can't wait because that's crazy that you're up against. Now I see why you're like, I'm up against Elsa or Disney and whoever. That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
But you know what? Afro Unicorn has been around for a while. And I hope.
Well, we've been around 4 years compared to Disney celebrated their 100th anniversary.
But they also have millions of dollars.
Billions
and
of dollars.
Movies and shows.
Yes.
And, oh, my God.
And I'm graded on the same level.
So damn. I hope
I need
everyone listening to this
go
show,
buy Afro Unicorn.
when you see Frozen, you better not buy nothing. You better make sure you buy Afro Unicorn. Like, don't even think about it, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to kids, and this is why I say it's messed up, because they're all consistency based, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they watch it on Netflix, they watch it on TV. I don't really know how to work my TV. I only know how to work Netflix on my TV. But, like, you know, the oversaturation of the same thing, right? Yep. And it's like, how are you? That is crazy that they would grade you at the same level. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to Walmart. I promise you, when I go to Walmart or Target, I'm going to make sure that I make a detour to the Afro Unicorn section. I'm going to make sure, too, I may just be one of those people that move those items
That's what
away.
All my people, they know. You go, I think I just posted a video of a little girl moving the Afro Unicorn rumpers up to the front at Target.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be one of those people. You're going to see me, and I'm going to be one of those people because F that. That's no, we got to fight for ours, man. That's crazy.
Because if Afro Unicorn doesn't do well, they won't bring in another one.
You hear that, everybody? Afro Unicorn. That's crazy. So in your free time, you know, Walmart, go buy that section and make sure that they're at the front. Because that's not even it's, you know, but you know what? Look at all the barriers you broke. That's amazing. And I love to hear that you support entrepreneurs. Everybody around here will tell you I love entrepreneurship more than I don't think I love anything really that much more. I mean, other than Zariah, my daughter, but I love entrepreneurship. Like, that is my thing. I love growth. I love failure. I like all of it. I like tears and brokenness and triumph and resilience and grit. Like, that's like my thing. So your story is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I've heard about you for years. I'm excited. I'm excited that we made it work too.
I appreciate it. Yeah. At this point, it's just telling people to support the brand.
So where do you see yourself from here?
Afro Unicorn is going to be the largest, biggest brand in the world. So we're working on live, location-based, entertainment, which is like amusement parks and family activity centers. Of course, we're the episodic TV series. Hopefully, we'll be landing that soon, and then the animated film. And I just want everyone to be able to experience it. Like, we should be able to go to our own amusement parks and have that experience where we're treated like, you know, the kings and queens that we are from the time we enter to the time that we leave. So that's where I see myself being a mogul. Shout out to myself by saying that I don't see myself being retired in 2 years. That's what I used to say. I wanted to be done in 2 years. But no, I'm gonna stay in it a little bit. And then also just bringing other brands along the licensing journey. Like, that is the true goal, to learn as much as I possibly can. I have a partner, Askia Fountain, and we started the Afro Unicorn agency on the entertainment side, which is going to help bring other brands through the licensing journey.
Wow.
So we already have one, which is Cassidy Brianna. Her brand is called Thank You, It's an Afro. It was #1 on the Amazon's release last week.
Okay.
She just dropped last week. She's 6 years old, CEO of her own brand.
Is it a book or?
We launched a book.
Okay.
But we want to launch hair products. I think I asked Cassidy over the week. I was in New York last week. I asked her, what does she want to come out with next? She said that she wanted activity books. So I'm like, okay, bet. Let's figure it out.
Oh my God, you're definitely a unicorn. I'm so excited. So So what is the name of the company again, just for all our listeners and myself, that you said that you help people with
Afro
licensing?
Unicorn Entertainment.
Afro Unicorn Entertainment.
Yeah.
Now,
It's an arm. The agency is an arm. of
I'm
that
imagining you get spammed a lot, right? With a lot of us. So how do you cipher through the ones that you're gonna pick?
So I stopped coaching a while ago, and I've every now and again somebody would come through. I'm like, okay, we'll have a Zoom conversation. I'm able to tell if you're really passionate about what you really want to do. I have very good discernment over people. It's really just me hand choosing, like they're really gonna follow through. I set a lady up who really wanted my coaching. I'm like, I never do this, but she got a real big spot for me with a big anchor. So I'm like, I'll coach you. Set it up through my calendar every 2 weeks. She didn't come back to the second one. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah. No, I know what you talk about. I have a cousin like that who's like been in the coffee business. I've been like, yo, they're giving out grants at this nonprofit where you don't have to pay for your coffee cart, you don't have to pay for your food cart, you don't have to pay for your permits or nothing, right? I beg him, I pray to God he doesn't listen to this episode, but like I beg him so much that I told myself yesterday, that's it, Co. Like you can't force it on nobody, because you already know as an entrepreneur, your passion has to be so insane. I call it insane. I told you I'm working on a book called Famous Failures. In the book I discussed, like you literally have to be almost like deemed crazy. That's how insane your passion needs to be. Like, yo, all the odds are stacked against me, but I'm still going to go through that door. Like, and you're going to get hit in the face and hit in the chest and hit in the nuts and hit in the back and hit and stabbed and, you know, whatever. You're going to be on ICU support, whatever.
Right.
But if your passion does not supersede all of that, you're not going to make it.
If you don't have consistency, I will not work with you. If I go to your page and I saw that you posted last week.
Really, on Instagram? Oh, no. Let me tell you, I hate social media so much, but my team and we actually, I went, shout outs to 85 South. I went out to Atlanta, and, you know, me and a lot of the 85 South crew came from Steve Harvey.
Okay.
And so they were like beasts. They're all in their 30s. I mean, these guys are killing it. And so we were just like kind of having a heart to heart. And I was like, yeah, my problem area is social. And, you know, even just in the conversation, I was like, wait, Code, did you just say you have a problem area and you haven't solved it? Like, so me and my team, we went to dinner and we're like, we're going to kill that shit. Like, this year we're not playing, and the weight is heavier, but, you know, I'm going another year without salary, which is totally fine. And then we're going to just take all that and pour it right back into social. So this season is going to be an exciting season. Yeah. I'm glad Afro Unicorn's on this season now, because it's like, we're going to push it.
Because a lot of people just don't want to do the hard work, and they don't want to remain consistent. You are not going to win if you are not consistent. Yeah. Like, there is no way around it. The tortoise beats the hare because it is consistent. It's focused on every single step towards the finish line. If you take detours, you take a break here, you chill out, talk to the homies one day, I don't care how fast you are. That tortoise that keeps its brain and head and mind in the game and focused on one step after the next every single day, every single minute, is going to always beat you.
Yeah. I agree. You need to say that to that camera.
Yeah.
Say that again.
The tortoise always beats the hare.
Why? Why does the tortoise always beat the hare? Tell them.
Because the tortoise remains consistent. It right foot, left foot, constantly moving, focus on that finish line. Like, you have to focus and penetrate that finish line.
No breaks. That's why the hare lost.
That's why the hare lost. The hare takes breaks.
And I tell I said this the other day in a conversation. Like, guys, the most successful people delay instant gratification, and I think people overlook that step. I tell people all the time, choose your 10. You could choose your 20s, you could choose your 30s, you could choose your 40s or your 50s, or you could just be that guy that works at Walmart at a certain age. But the truth of the matter is, you got to do your solid 10. That's no years. No point in that 10 years that you're choosing instant gratification. People look at me all the time and be like, oh, her money's good, or her business are good. It's like, yo, I delay instant gratification all the time. Like, instant gratification is like the most I get out of instant gratification is late at night I eat a chocolate Dove bar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. I delay instant gratification, and that's why the tortoise lost to the hare.
No.
Well, no,
The
the
tortoise
tortoise
won.
won, and the hare lost
The hare
because
lost.
he went and did instant gratification,
Yep.
and the tortoise took one step at a time.
But consistently.
This hands down was one of my favorite interviews of the season, and I am ecstatic to support your brand for life and everything you're about. I feel like we are like kindred spirits, and I will text and annoy you a little bit because I love the inspiration you brought to me today. Like, you lifted my day, my spirits, and I think everyone in the cast is going to come out and say the same, in the production is going to come out and say the same, but it's truly a pleasure to have you. And you know, I'll definitely send up your name to like whoever I can at the Black Effect to also support your brand.
I appreciate it.
Because what you did broke so many barriers, and it's an honor to meet you. And I want all these items autographed. All right, and shout outs. And where can people catch you?
Please follow us on social at AfroUnicorn_official. We keep you up to date all the time because we're very consistent on where you can find all of our products. But if you want to go directly to the website, it's AfroUnicorn.com. But AfroUnicorn_official is my preferred on social.
Awesome. Peace out, guys.